Right now, the nation marks 24 years since the September 11th terror attacks. Plus, the FBI gives an update on their investigation into the shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. That's all coming up on News 3 Now at noon. And thank you so much for joining us. I'm Arman Rahman. Josh is off today. Well, today the nation marks 24 years since the deadly September 11th terror attacks that killed nearly 3,000 people and forever altered the country. Michael George is in Lower Manhattan with more.
A bell tolled, marking the moment the first plane crashed into the World Trade Center 24 years ago today. Mournful bagpipes followed, and then the traditional reading of the names of the victims of the largest terror attack on American soil.
Michael F. Camerata.
Family members of those lost that day renewed their vow to keep their memories alive.
They simply went to work one day and never came home, and we must always remember them.
At the Pentagon, President Trump and the First Lady took part in a moment of silence for the 184 people killed there.
First Lady and I unite with you in sorrow. And today, as one nation, we renew our sacred vow that we will never forget September 11th, 2001.
And a ceremony was held in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, in memory of the passengers and crew killed aboard United Flight 93. In addition to the lives lost on that tragic day, there's also a focus on the hundreds of first responders who have since died from 9/11 related illnesses.
We still have more people sick, and we're seeing illnesses and cancers that we had never seen before.
Yesterday, the FDNY World Trade Center Memorial Wall added the names of another 39 members, a number that's sadly expected to grow. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
And 24 years after 9/11, more than 1,000 victims remain unidentified, but scientists are still testing, and in August, 3 more victims were identified thanks to advanced DNA testing. Well, closer to home here, local heroes are teaming up with the American Red Cross for the 14th annual Never Forget Blood Drive. It's happening right now at the Goodman Community Center until 2:30. All blood types are wanted. Local charities are donating customized water bottles for the first 140 donors. You're encouraged to schedule an appointment, but walk-ins are welcome. Tips for anyone interested in donating include drinking fluids, not skipping meals, and getting a good night's sleep. And shifting to the weather now, where the temperatures are warming up. Here's meteorologist Blaze Keller with the latest on that. Blaze.
That's right, Armand, and folks at home, we are continuing to warm on up. Already in the mid-70s in Madison. When I got in earlier at about 10 o'clock, we were at 70. So we've already jumped 5 degrees. And this is the time that we really see those temperatures starting to climb and getting us into where we expect to end the day in those low 80s. So we really make that climb in temperatures through the late morning into the early afternoon. Still holding on to the low 60s around Watoma, 66 in Fond du Lac, 66 in Mineral Point as well. The Dells at 76, 75 Madison, Middleton, 72 in Mount Horeb, near 80 in Sauk City. We're not that far behind in Sun Prairie and Waunakee, both at 76. So over the next couple of hours, we're going to continue to sit underneath partly sunny conditions. Temperatures eventually settling into those upper 70s, if not the low 80s. And we're going to continue to remain underneath partly sunny conditions through most of the late afternoon. In the evening, we will stay partly cloudy to mostly clear. But like this morning, we may see that fog return because we're moving up some of that warmer air. It creates what we call an inversion, so the air at the surface can't rise. We get fog. So we could see another foggy start to your Friday. We'll take a look at what Friday has in store for us and what the upcoming weekend has in store for us as well. Armand and folks at home, we may be dodging a few raindrops, but it doesn't look as impressive as it previously looked. So we'll take a look at what Future Track has in store for us in just a few minutes. And I'll be joined by a furry friend.
Yes, you will. Pleasant little glimmer of summer here before fall officially kicks off.
Yes, just another little taste of summer.
All right, Blaze, thank you so much. And a manhunt is underway in Utah with the person who shot and killed conservative activist Charlie Kirk at an event at a college campus, who is still not identified. Officials say the suspect appears to be of college age and blended in with the crowd after the shooting. CBS's Andres Gutierrez is in Orem, Utah with the latest.
The FBI is asking for the public's help to identify this person of interest in connection with the fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk. Investigators say they also have good video of the suspect.
We have tracked his movements onto the campus, through the stairwells, up to the roof, across the roof to a shooting location.
Police say they found what they believe to be the murder weapon in a wooded area, a high-powered bolt-action rifle. Law enforcement sources tell CBS News the single shot was likely fired from the roof of the nearby Losi Center. It happened right as Kirk was fielding a question about gun violence.
Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood.
Investigators have also collected footwear impression, a palm print, and forearm imprints for analysis.
Kirk was a highly influential conservative activist who was hosting an event at Utah Valley University.
He helped people to have a voice. He helped have discussions. He was probably the reason Trump won.
2 people were briefly detained after the shooting. Investigators say they determined both had nothing to do with the attack. Andres Gutierrez, CBS News, Orem, Utah.
Kirk was 31 years old. He leaves behind a wife and 2 children. Meanwhile, the FBI has released 2 pictures that was said of the person of interest in connection with the shooting. They are asking for the public's help identifying this person. The photos, as you can see, show a person wearing a hat, sunglasses, and a long-sleeve black shirt. It remains unclear how far that shooter has traveled, though law enforcement officials say nearby woods where the rifle was found have been secured. Meanwhile, over in Colorado, authorities say a boy opened fire with a handgun at a high school near Denver yesterday. Police say officers arrived within 2 minutes and found 2 students shot. Officers say they did not fire upon the suspect who fatally shot himself. Whether the suspect knew the victims is under investigation as police search for a motive.
Obviously, we're going to focus on that suspect's home, his car, his locker, all the things that we need to do to find out more about him and maybe why this happened.
The student body of more than 900 started the school year less than a month ago. The sheriff's office said many of those students did witness the shooting. Well, coming up next, Uber's ride-sharing service is going airborne. Plus, why the Labor Department's Inspector General's office is launching a probe into the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Labor Department Inspector General's office is launching a probe into how the Bureau of Labor Statistics collects and reports economic data. It comes a day after the agency released one of the largest downward revisions to its payroll estimates, finding that the U.S. labor market added more than 900,000 fewer jobs in the 12-month period ending in March 2025 than previously reported. Last month, President Trump fired former BLS Commissioner Erica McIntyre following the release of a disappointing July jobs report. Uber's ride-sharing service is going airborne. The company says it's partnering with Joby Aviation to add helicopter rides to its app next year. The air taxi service recently purchased Blade Air Mobility, a company that transports passengers by chopper and plane, in a deal worth $125 million. A spokesperson for Joby Aviation tells CBS News Money Watch the company does not have details on routes or pricing at this time, but believes airport connections will be appealing to consumers. And with Halloween a little more than a month away, Mars is adding another flavor to its M&M's lineup. New M&M's Honey Roasted Peanut combines sweet with salty. The permanent flavor hits store shelves this month. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Jesse Mitchell.
And here's a look at the current stock market. The Dow is up 573 points, the Nasdaq is up 129, and the S&P is up 48 points. Well, we have today's ag numbers up next, plus Blaze is back with the forecast. Then later on Live at 4, continuing coverage on the shooting of conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
Rigging the system to hold if Kamala Harris or Tim Walz took questions.
Pam is out of the radio barn for today, so here are your farm numbers. Well, the Packers are back in action at Lambeau Field tonight, taking on the Washington Commanders. But if you want to watch the game, you might have to fork out some extra money. That's because tonight's game is an Amazon Prime exclusive, meaning you'll need Prime to watch the game. Amazon Prime membership costs about $15 a month, but new subscribers can sign up for a free 30-day trial. Kickoff is set for 7:15 p.m. Temperatures rising back into the 80s right now. I think that will be a welcome news to your new friend, Blaze.
Oh, I love Thursdays. This is Rhett, and you, me, and Lisa, we're going to introduce everybody watching about Rhett. He is so cute. He's so calm. I hear he's a little bit of a lover boy, so we'll see if I am giving any kisses, but he's also very shy, so I understand. Today we are flirting with the 80s. Temperatures are already starting to get there in some spots around Sauk City. We're at 79 degrees. Tonight it's going to be clear for the most part. Some patchy fog is going to be possible. And then as we head into the weekend, we are going to be watching at least some rain moving on in. It doesn't look as impressive as previous runs in our weather models in Future Track, which is some good news for folks who want to get out this weekend. So let's jump Future Track ahead to Friday. Partly sunny. Notice that high pressure system is just off to our east. It's still dominating our weather. I've talked about this a couple of times, but high pressure systems are our fair weather friends. They bring down sinking air, plenty of sunshine, and light winds. So underneath high pressure systems, we don't get a lot of rain. But as that high pressure system moves off to the east, we'll squeeze out a couple of showers and thunderstorms as we head into Saturday. But notice that we're not seeing any big organized low pressure systems on Future Track. That high pressure system is continuing to keep them just off in the distance where we don't quite get all of the messiness of them, but we do get a little bit of rain. So let's take it in closer to home, Rhett. How about that? We'll turn you so you can watch the future track there. Some green on the map. That's those scattered showers and thunderstorms as we go into Saturday. Winds are going to be out of the south, so that's going to help keep the atmosphere a little bit more primed, if you will, for the showers and the thunderstorms. But we're not anticipating any severe weather as we go into Sunday because, again, we don't have that organization. That rain chance is just going to become more isolated as we look to end the weekend. In terms of rain, not super bad. We're looking at some light green there, which is about a couple hundredths of an inch. The slightly darker green in some spots, that's about a tenth of an inch of rain. So we're not looking at heavy rain by any means, which is some good news. The National Centers for Environmental Information just released their data for August. They usually take a couple of weeks into the new month to release it, and they did find that it was a fairly wet month for southern Wisconsin. So I'll have a whole write-up on that in the latest Beyond the Barometer, hopefully coming out later today. So we don't need any more rain. What they also found was August was pretty average in terms of temperatures for Wisconsin. September, though, shaping up to be a little bit different. We're going to continue to sit underneath these warmer than average temperature trends, at least for the next 6 to 10 days. This is a look at the August 2025 recap of those temperature anomalies on the county level. Only 2 counties reported warmer than average temperatures. So again, I'll have a whole write-up on that coming up later today. I encourage you to read it. We break it down. Whoops, even down to the county level. But again, we're not eyeing any heavy rain. We're not eyeing any real crazy warm-ups. We might get into those mid to upper 80s over the weekend with, again, that rain chance. But just as quickly as they come, they go. We're back into the low 80s Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then we're back into the 70s by that following weekend.
There we go. What a good boy you're being,
He was just so quiet. He was taking it all in. He was learning weather.
Yes,
he is so quiet. I'm waiting for him to purr, but I know that dogs don't do that. But he just seems so chill.
You might be waiting a bit, Blaze. All right, thank you both. Well, a brand of Dubai chocolate snack sold at Costco is being recalled due to an allergy risk. This item is called Dubai Style Chocolate and is made by Rolling Pin Baking Company. Rolling Pin says the allergen statement on the packaging notes they contain gluten when the labels should say wheat. According to the company, Costco sold the snacks between May 1st and August 29th. Well, up next, Howard continues his week-long back-to-school series with a dish that's an A+ in his book.
It's back to school season, and that means it's a great time to hit the grocery store and take advantage of all the sales that are going on. And even if you don't have kids in school, you can still take advantage of all the savings. It's also a good time to start planning your meals rather than winging it when you walk in the door. So here's a tasty way to make chicken tenders that are both adult and kid-friendly. We start with a basic batter that's made by combining a beaten egg with some chicken broth, a splash of milk, a bunch of seasonings, and a good amount of self-rising flour. After it's mixed well, we dip some floured tenders into it and then into some hot oil to crisp up. We're going to want to do this in batches so we don't overcrowd the pan. Once they're golden, we drain them on a rack or on some paper towels. While they sit for a sec, we'll throw together a honey mustard sauce that's irresistible. You see, with each bite, you get the crispiness of the coating, the juiciness of the chicken, and the sweet and tanginess of the sauce. So do yourself a favor. Head over to our website to get the recipe for what we call the best chicken tenders ever, along with the sauce recipe. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a tender and juicy way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
After the break, we'll introduce you to our pet of the week. There he is from the Dane County Humane Society. Hi, Rhett. Hi, buddy. Well, it's time for your favorite segment and ours too.
Yes.
Potentially yours. Lisa Bernard from Dane County Humane Society is here with little Rhett, who's so calm. Is this normal for this little puppy?
You know, in his kennel, he was like jumping up, going, "Pick me, pick me, pick me!" And then I opened. He's like, "Hello."
Yeah.
So
just a little coy.
He does get shy moments. He's very, very sweet. Once he gets settled, he's gonna open up more, want to play more. He's enjoying his snuggles.
Yeah.
He's super sweet though, and if he gets a little nervous, he wants like right in your lap.
Okay.
He knows that, hey, you're gonna protect me. You're my safe point.
Now, is kind of being nervous for puppies normal? And if so, how should new owners kind of ease that shyness away?
So it is normal because they are building confidence. The world is unknown to them, so new places, new people. So just having treats along. If they don't want a certain treat, try a higher value treat. If they don't want any treats, you could, some respond better to like higher pitched talking, telling them, you're such a good boy. Yes, you are. Look at you. Look at that. I know. So, and just doing that little encouragement too with them is a good thing as well. But he's 3 months. He still has lots to learn.
He's so sweet.
He's just
He
adorable.
came up with Lila Bug.
He did. He came up from transfer. Rhett came up from on a transfer from Texas last week. So they think he might be a lab mix. It's a best guess. But he still has lots of growing to do.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
And his fur is very soft. He's very sweet.
Very cuddly.
He's going to make somebody a loving puppy.
Yes, he is. And, you know, he gets affectionate, too. He was trying to give me some kisses
That's what
earlier.
I heard.
So I was just like, I will take them.
And who doesn't love puppy kisses?
Right? They're so sweet. And he's just such a good boy. And so chill right now, getting used to his surroundings. He might even take a nap on Armand. I might have to just leave him here.
And you know what?
Very different.
Yes, you can't mind puppy not like this at all. So
yeah,
definitely. I love pets with human names too. They always crack me up. So
Yeah.
I like Rhett. Well, that's great. And he came up with Lila Bug last week, and she's adopted as well.
Yes.
So that's
I
great
love
to
that.
hear. We
I
love to
love-
hear that.
yes.
Few days left to get your tickets to the Dane County Humane Society's new event. And like we said, there's Lila Bug, who was adopted. If you're interested in adopting Rhett here or checking out any other animals of the Dane County Humane Society, go to giveshelter.org. Thank you guys so much.
And I love hearing about all the animals that you bring on, finding their forever homes. And whenever I post their photos, I always make it a point that there's so many other ones that are looking for their forever homes.
There
So
are.
young and old.
Yes, and he came up with 13 dogs last week, and we just got another 17 this week, so.
So we'll hopefully find them all forever homes. In ending here, it's going to be a quiet end to the day, but expect a little bit of fog tonight.
Thanks for watching us at noon. You can always catch us streaming on Channel 3000+.